Look at all these happy people. 135 early birds, Linda. Looky.
Awesome, awesome.
Let's see how many pages we got to go to see these cameras on. Where's all the cameras?
There isn't any on the front page,
I
hardly.
can't see all your smiling faces.
Mm-mm.
There we go. Hey, Barbara, Joan, Susan, Melissa, Kevin. Good job. Melissa,
Hello.
Melissa Gable Goble.
Hi, Carla.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. Are you
That's
new?
good. I didn't hear you.
Are you new?
No, ma'am, I'm not. I've been in about 3 or 4 weeks now.
Well, you're still new to me. Welcome.
Thank
First
you.
time I've heard your voice. Welcome.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Hi,
Welcome,
everybody.
everybody, actually. Welcome
Hey.
to the RRR247 team call, conference call, office meeting, business meeting, important gathering, all the big announcements, everything Rory and Tanny need to share with you to make sure you understand what we have, how to use it, what we're going to do with it, and what you need to know to control your rate of success here. Make sure you're going to be successful. All the big announcements and all the big information and all the best training happens on Tuesday night. And if you haven't noticed, if you've been around for a couple of weeks, you've been around for a while, every Tuesday night now, we've switched it up a little bit. We're going to be introducing somebody new every Tuesday night to make sure all of you get to know your leadership. And we have somebody coming on again tonight. She's going to share her story. And here's what I like about these stories. I see you now. Here's what I like about these stories is for 34 years now, I've been in the industry. I listen to everybody's stories because I'm talking to so many people from all over the world, and I can't relate to all of them. I haven't lived, that great of a life where I've done every occupation and lived in every state and understand everybody from every part of the country and every part of the world. But somebody on one of our calls does. If I seen Chrissy or Sandy or Joan or Susan or Melissa Estervig, somebody gets on a call and they share their story, how they found us, why they fell in love with it, why they joined, why they put forth so much effort every day, and what it all means to them and what they are able to accomplish. That story helps me build my business. So all of you should be taking notes every time we have a guest speaker on here telling their story. If you didn't listen to Dina and Linda and Stacy and who else have we had on so far? Andy, I think. I don't even remember who we had on here. If you haven't listened to the last 4 or 5 weeks, get to the YouTube channel, RRR247, Rory Rickard, RRR247, I think it is, and watch the last 4 or 5 Tuesday night calls and listen to the stories that came on and shared. But welcome to all the brand new folks. Stacy, that's who it was. I said Stacy. Dina, Linda, Stacy, Melissa. That's who it was. My almost cousin. Maybe, I don't know. So yeah, they've been wonderful, great stories. And I could take those stories and say my friend Linda, my friend Melissa, my friend Stacy, and I can tell that story. I can tell how busy, Melissa is and everything that she has to do in a day. She still finds time to do this because she understands the big picture and she wants to, add that to the life of her entire family. And we haven't heard from her daughter in quite a long time. Maybe that should happen pretty soon. I see how she's doing on her PBS. We haven't heard from her in a good while, which is a wonderful thing to have your kids involved in your business, working on their PBS and doing all that stuff. That's got to be fun. I wish I had that in my house. I wish I had somebody young like that I could do that with right now. But all the stories are fantastic. So you guys need to make sure you get on these Tuesday night calls, learn these stories, take notes, and share those stories. Take those stories and pay it forward to somebody else they're going to talk to. But also, other than the big announcements and the great stories and everything you get to share, what else we get to do on Tuesday nights, Linda? We get to meet all the new family members, and that's fantastic. We want to be the first to say hello to you. Whoever got you here wants to know that you made it on the call and you heard everything that was shared. And then Roy and Tanya, who knows, they're going to share something fantastic that you need for the rest of the call. And every Tuesday night, there's somewhere between 10 and 30 brand new people joining the family, joining the team, spread out around the country, actually North America, Canada, USA, Mexico. But we've got other countries starting to join our calls now too. And that's fabulous to see. And we also love to hear from you. So I'm going to give you a chance to do so right now. If you're brand new and it's your first Tuesday night, or even your second Tuesday night, or even your third Tuesday night like Carla, and you haven't had a chance to say hello and meet everybody yet, click on the little microphone in the lower left-hand corner or hit the space bar on your keyboard, say hello, and don't forget to say what state you're calling in from, and welcome to the call.
Hello.
Hi, this is Elaine. Who first?
Elaine, I think. Go ahead, Elaine.
Hi, this is Elaine from Leicester, Massachusetts.
Leicester, Massachusetts. Fantastic. Welcome, man. Glad you made it. Go ahead, Lynn.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lynn from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. What a wonderful place. I've been there before. Thank you. Glad you made it. Welcome to the team.
Thank you.
Who else is
Now,
brand new?
I would like to introduce Riley Morin from Louisiana.
Louisiana. Fantastic. One of my favorite states to visit. Welcome to the call. Glad you made it.
Hello, my name is Crystal, and I'm calling from San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio, Texas. Another lovely city. Actually went to AIT there for Sam Houston. Love San Antonio. Love the Riverwalk and seeing the Alamo for the first time. Great city. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the family. Glad you made it, Crystal. Anybody else brand new?
Hello. Hi, my name is Farida Zakari. I've been here like a couple weeks now, but yeah, I'm a new though.
But you're new. You're finally getting a chance to say hello. Welcome, Frida. And where are you calling in from?
Columbus, Ohio.
Ohio's in the house. You just made Linda's day. Thank you very much. Fantastic. Welcome to the team. Glad you made it. Anybody else?
Yes,
George,
I'm Lawrence. I'm Lawrence Smith, and I'm from Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Virginia's here. Thank you, ma'am. Glad you made it. Represent. And I think George was trying to unmute. Go ahead, George.
This is George from Orange County, California.
Orange County, California's in the house. Thank you, sir. Glad you made it. Welcome, welcome. All right, welcome everybody to the RRR247 team call, conference call, office meeting, business call, announcement call. It's a big call of the week because there's going to be announcements that you need for your business. And it always happens on Tuesday night, especially the big ones, the important ones. There's going to be guest speakers come on, share stories, get to know those stories to help you relate to other people and share their stories of what this business has done for them. It's going to help you build your business, get to know them stories. And then, of course, Rory and Tanya, they're always going to be sharing some kind of tool, product, service, knowledge, golden nuggets of wisdom to help you build, to help you take this thing global, take it worldwide, and build to whatever your dreams are, whatever you came here for. But of course, we love hearing from all the new people as well. Like we just heard from 10 really quick. And every week there's somewhere between 10 and 30 brand new people. We hit the 10 mark. So if you're brand new and it's your first Tuesday night call, or second Tuesday or third Tuesday, you haven't had a chance to say hello yet, meet the team, let the team say hello to you. Click on the little microphone in the lower left-hand corner or hold down the space, hit the space bar on your keyboard and say hello. And don't forget to say what state you're calling in from and welcome to the call.
Hello, I have a new instructor on here this evening. Her name is Yolanda from Mexico.
Thanks, Joe. Yolanda
Mary
from
New
Mexico.
York.
Welcome. What? Say that again, New York?
Mary from New York,
Fantastic. New York's in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
about 3 weeks in.
Yes, oh, yes, we've met. Mary, thank you, thank you, thank you. Upstate New York. All right, anybody else brand new? If you're brand new and it's your first time, click on that microphone. It's 9 o'clock. We're going to have to get started, so last call. Click on the microphone. Say hello. Don't forget to tell us what state you're calling in from. And welcome to the call. Katie, go ahead.
Katie from Colorado.
Colorado's in the house. Thank you, ma'am. Welcome, welcome. And owner right next to Katie. I don't know your name, but it says owner. Go ahead.
Hello, this is Leonida. I'm from New York. This
New
is my
York's representing tonight. Welcome, ma'am. Go ahead, owner.
Yeah, this is my first Tuesday.
And where are you calling in from?
New York.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought Gladys was from New York. You're from New York. Fantastic. Gladys, where are you calling in from?
I'm from North Carolina.
North Carolina's in the house. Thank you, ma'am. Glad you made it. Anybody else? Chat says, welcome, Douglas Edwards. Welcome, Douglas, to the call. Glad you made it.
You got a Sharon M. Jones, first time from Pulaski, Tennessee on YouTube.
Thank you, Andy. Welcome, 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 Sharon. Glad you made it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit some buttons. I think that was like 15 or 16. I lost count there for a second. But every week or so.
One more in, Michael Townsend from New Hampshire.
New Hampshire is in the house. Thank you,
Yeah.
Marty. That was a
One
great
more.
accent.
Bobby Wiggins, San Diego.
San Diego's here. Welcome, Bobby. Glad you made it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, now I'm going to go ahead and slowing down. People coming in too. We've already crossed over the 300 mark. When I first looked, it was 130. That just jumped to 314 that quick. That's fantastic. All right, let me hit some buttons here. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Hit that one and hit that one. Fantastic. All right, so welcome everybody to the RRR247 team call, our conference call, the office meeting, the business meeting. It's got so many nicknames because it's so important, and all of the important stuff that you need for your business, all the big announcements, any additions that Rory and Tanya are going to put into the system to help you build your business and make more money and go global. Any other companies that we're going to represent or take care of or market for, anybody that's got a product or a service that Rory and Tanya think is going to complement what we're doing and give you avenues to make more money. It's always going to happen on Tuesday night, never any other night of the week. And we don't know what Tuesday that's going to happen. We don't think way ahead and say 3 Tuesdays from now, this is when this announcement is going to happen. So if we don't know, you can't know. So don't miss a Tuesday night call. Do yourself a favor, write this down if you're brand new. Never miss a Tuesday night call. It's that important to your business, and there's always going to be some kind of golden nugget shared. And there's business training and all kinds of knowledge from many, many years, decades of experience that they get to pour into you. Unbelievable mentoring, training, and experience for you for free. There's not many other people on this planet. I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, I see all the stuff out there, and I'm willing to train you, I'm willing to help you, I'm willing to do this. Just give me $29.95, right, Marty, or $49.95, or $1,000 or $3,000 fee, and then I'll share my secrets with you. No, not here. Not here. You got people that are very, very successful in this industry, and they still get on calls, and they still do it for you every single week. Never miss that stuff. That's the stuff that's going to help you in your goals. That's the stuff that's going to help you get to where you are. I've been in this industry for 34 years now, and I've worked with the Rickards for 30 of those 34 years. If this industry changed the course of my life, you can go get on YouTube, go back a few Tuesday nights. You could hear my entire story. How much, as soon as you hear it, you'll understand why I have so much love and so much passion for what we're doing, and why I get so excited all the time. So go back and listen to that, because it's been a life-changing event for me, but it's a life-changing event for a lot of other people. What we're doing today, I don't want to take the time to tell my story, because you can go back and listen to that one. What we're doing today is we're giving you a chance to meet all of the leadership that Rory and Tanya have put in place. Every Tuesday night, we're going to introduce a new person from that leadership team that caught onto their vision years ago. They caught onto their dream years ago, and they're still here, and they're still working away, and they're still sharing the message. And we're taking this thing around the world until we can help as many families as possible. As you get more and more involved here, if you're new, you work your way up. You start off with a blogging system. You start off with all of the wonderful offers that we have inside the blogging system through Cash Network Direct or RAM, right? And you're starting to get your ads out there, and you're starting to get income coming in. You got your your Google AdSense. Eventually, as soon as you finish that page, right, get your advertising going, and then you start there's a pool of leads that is more than any of us could eat, more than any of us could probably touch in a day. There's not enough of us to be able to call all of the leads, all of the people who have answered Rory and Tanya's ads and want one of us to call them. There's not enough of us to do it. There's no way that you'll never be able to say we don't have enough people, enough leads to help you build your business. When you start working with those leads and building teams, you're going to hit different ranks. You become an instructor, an instructor in training. Then you become a certified system instructor, right? You got at least 10 students. You're starting to build your team. You're sharing the information. You're paying it forward. You're doing what needs to be done to help them. And then as you start adding more and more students to your team and you're teaching them how to build their teams, you hit what we call a GSI, Gold System Instructor. Now you're really on the move. Now your teams are growing. Now your residual income is kicking in. Everything's is amazing, right? And you start to see the big picture of this. Then you go to PSI, and then you go to MSI. And the MSIs are the ones that have been around for a little while. They've got these big teams. They've got a lot of people. They're starting to develop leadership underneath them. They've got people coming into the business and building teams on both sides of their business. They've been around. They've worked every aspect of the business. They know how to do everything that it takes to get there and be successful. And you need to tap into them. Find out if you don't know who your MSI is yet, find out. Tap into their classes, tap into their trainings, tap into what they're sharing because they're always sharing something great, right? But an MSI is someone who's been here, understands it, can train, can teach it, can answer any questions. And if for some ungodly reason you throw a question at them that they can answer, right to the top. We can go right to Rory and Tanya and get the answer. And that's the beauty of the system that's put together here. So I've got to meet I think, well, except for maybe Melissa, and that day's coming soon, I hope. I think I've got to meet almost every MSI on the team right now. And when I first met this person is the day I flew out to Dallas and my life really changed, right? And not only did I see her at the event, and we kind of hit it off and got to know each other at the event. When it was time to leave that event, we got to the airport and I sit down and who comes over and sits down 3 seats away from me? The same person. The smiley, bubbly, happy person that everybody just gets along with and you just feel like you can open up to her because she has that kind of energy. And even her daughter. Her daughter is one of the most charming people on the planet. And I'm so happy that you brought her into this business. And I had the pleasure of meeting her as well. I kind of call her my stepdaughter every now and then because she's such a sweet, kind soul. But these are the MSIs that Rory and Tanya have brought to the team. And I want you guys to get to know all of their stories. So please write down everything that she's going to say. So without any further delay, one of our MSIs, Miss Christina Barbeau, out west in Colorado, right? You're still in Colorado? Yes, still in Colorado. Take it away. The microphone is yours and welcome.
Thank you, Niall. Can you hear me okay?
Hear you loud and clear. Beautiful.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I have a few computer issues, so we have to just manage, pivot. We pivot.
Pivot.
So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. And then, of course, how I came into the program and how I met the wonderful Tanya and Rory. So I'm going to be 60 years old the end of this month. I believe it. Holy moly. My grandkids already think I'm getting ready to expire, but that's okay. I have 4 grown children and I have 10 grandchildren. And yes, my daughter Monique does work with me. She watched me for 2 years before she finally decided this was not a scam and decided to join me. So I'm super blessed to have her with me. She loves Niall. Jim Rohn. Every time she hears Jim Rohn quotes, she thinks of Niall first. So it's pretty funny. But I haven't had a whole lot of jobs in my life. Just a few. I worked at a grocery store, the deli department, meat, bakery when they needed them. I just got tired of coming home smelling like a raw chicken, so I quit. And then I went into the clothing industry, worked there for a while, and sold shoes for commission. My last job was at a call center, which I loved. and it was a perfect fit for me. But it doesn't matter what you do for an employer. When they decide to lay a bunch of people off, they lay you off. And that was what happened to me. I was getting older then, and it's really hard to find a job at my age. There's not supposed to be age discrimination out there, but there is. I even applied for a job, and they told me my car was too old, which didn't require my car at all. So go figure that one. But I was getting frustrated. I tried all kinds of things in between jobs, like supplemental income, Avon, Amway, you name it, I've done it. Pampered Chef, Princess House Crystal. Had fun with Mary Kay. Almost had that pink Cadillac, so that was awesome. And I do know what it's like to pay for leads. Had to do that with Mary Kay. They are expensive. So to have that blessing from Rory and Tanya, it is a true blessing. They are expensive. I know what that's like. But I found this program because one day I was frustrated and I didn't know what I was going to do. I needed money. So I turned on TV and CNN was doing a bit on working from home online. And they highly recommended this one. I'm like, all right, fine. And that's how I met Miss Ashley. And she said, and I let her know right off the bat, I barely have any skill. I don't even have a computer, or I don't have a computer. I have a mini tablet and I have a smartphone that's smarter than me. She's like, well, if you're coachable and teachable, you can do this. If you can follow directions. All right, then give it a shot. So I did. And we didn't even have the training that you guys have now. Super jealous. We had a few videos. Every time it's like, Ashley, can you just show me? She's like, nope, go watch a video or go Google it. Fine. So I did. And then one day she tells me, Rory's going to call you. And I flipped out. I'm just like, am I in trouble? No, I'm always in trouble. Am I in trouble? She's like, no, he just wants to talk to you. I said, okay. I anticipated that call all day. I mean, I could not believe that somebody who I thought was like the president of the United States, why is he going to be calling me? I'm a nobody. I mean, all my life, I've been abused mentally and physically by my own mother, even. She used to tell me horrible things, like I was good for nothing and that I would never amount to anything. And I was the scum of the garbage can. And she also told me she wished I was never born. She liked to tie me up in the backyard to a tree and leave me there a while. So why was Rory going to call somebody like me? But he called me and he said, Tanya and I have been watching you, and I want to tell you how proud we are of you. And if you keep going on this path, you're going to make it big someday. You're going to be something to see. I was just bawling like a baby. I couldn't believe that he took the time to call somebody like me. That was the best call in the world, that he could call and say that to me. And then shortly after that, Miss Ashley tells me, you're getting on an airplane. And I said, are you on drugs? There is no way I'm getting on an airplane, because I don't even get on the highway. I will take side streets before I get on a highway. I'm doing my Labaz and I'm praying the rosary, and you want to get me on an airplane? I don't think so.
But you did it.
She did it. I did. That was, and God, just puts people in your place. He got me there. I didn't end up in Siberia or anything like I was sure was going to happen, but I made it to Dallas, and that's where I met everyone. I met Ashley for the first time, and I didn't even, that was way before Rory's book. And I think we were just, if I'm not mistaken now, we were just starting Zoom calls. So we didn't really we were just hearing people, not really seeing them. So I wasn't really sure what to expect. I just heard Rory and Tanya were these millionaires. They traveled the world, went to fancy places. But right as soon as I got to the airport, I got to meet Kathleen, and of course, Miss Ashley, who is this very tall, beautiful woman who towered over me. And she was just a blessing. And then everybody was just so wonderful. They treated me like family, like they knew me forever. And then I saw Rory and Tanya at the hotel for the first time. Normal people. They wore normal clothes. They were just humble and hugged me right away and treated me like they knew me forever. And that was the whole experience. It was just, everybody treated you like family. And it's been that way ever since. And I've been here for about 6 years, I think. And I know a lot of people here are, the money is great. I mean, you're here to change your financial life. But let me tell you, I have seen what this program has done for people and how it has transformed people's lives. I would not be an MFI if it wasn't for Ashley and Linda and Sheila and Kathleen and Greg and Cheryl, who I have seen bloom in the past few months, and students like my Jackie, who the devil is just attacking her, but she is hanging in there. And I've seen it just change people, you know? So I think God, you know, Tanya, they say things all the time. You know, Tanya has all these motivational things to say, which I love. And you'll hear Rory say, if I only had a 2x4, I would hit you in the back of the head. Well, he probably has a 2x4 with my name on it, which I'm sure he'll use at the next event. But
2x4 arms that he hugged you with, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But when
I
they
think
say, when you,
Chrissy, what you keep talking about is family. Notice that's the common thread. The common thread for everybody that gets a chance to talk and interview is we are a family. We are a team, and we're a big business. And it's a great opportunity, but we're a family as well. And now, what did you say, 6 years later? Now, 6 years later, you get to introduce that person that you just mentioned.
Yes, so I get the blessing and honor of introducing our queen, Miss Tanya, and who I think, in my personal opinion, is the president of the United States, our wonderful Rory Rickard, because I love them both, and I would not be here, and I wouldn't have all these blessings if it wasn't for their vision, and the love from God that gave them this vision to bring us all here. So Tanya and Rory, I might be a pain in the butt to y'all sometimes, but I am so grateful for everything that you do. And so thank you from the bottom of my heart. Take it away, Tanya and Rory.
Thank you, Chrissy. Wow, I just don't know where to start. So I'll start with I met her in Dallas, yes, but I also met her at a leadership event that she earned in Dominicana. I think that was like one of your first flights too overseas. That was your first time using your passport, right? Wasn't it your first time? Yeah. So that's why I want to tell you guys this, because dreams can become true. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter what you've been through. Like, look what she gave a little bit of her story, what she's been through. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. What matters is what you do next. What you do next now, right? I like to say you don't have control over what's happened to you, but you have control over your next move. You have control over the direction of what you decide to do. And that is what makes or breaks you. And Chrissy found a home here. She found an amazing leader with Ashley. If you guys haven't met Ashley, she's an amazing lady here. And we just love her. And so she found a niche there with her. And she found the family that she's been longing for. And sometimes God doesn't give you the family that you deserve, but you find it along the way. And I know you've heard me say that before, Chrissy, and that's 100% true. Sometimes you just, sometimes you're born with it, and sometimes you get blessed to find those kindred spirits, those souls along the way. And so I'm going to share this because I met Chrissy, and she's a little tiny thing, like this big. I said to her, you can fit in my pocket. She can't, do just this tiny little thing. And she just was jumping around and bubbly and excited to be there and excited to keep going on to follow her dreams. And even though things have fallen in your path, Chrissy, you haven't given up. And I'm really proud of you for that. Right? Things fall in your path, things happen, but you haven't given up. And that's what's important, you guys. That's what I wanted to share here. And another thing that she said that I loved a couple of things she quoted, she said, so I'm gonna share on those. That she said, as long as you're coachable and teachable, you can find success. So it really is that childlike behavior, you guys. That's what you're looking for here. You have to throw away all of your preconceived notions, everything that you have ever thought about this industry before, because you do not know what this is. You do not know the amazing opportunity that this is, and you've never done this before. This has never been offered to you before, because we believe so much, Rory and I believe so much in your success, and we believe in you, even though you don't believe in yourself. Trust me on that one. That we're paying the financial marketing bill for you guys, to bring you guys, to help reinvigorate your business, to be that option for you when you do not have one. And if I know, she says she's had to pay for her own leads before, so she understands. Most people do not know. The people who had the money to buy for leads to pay for their business, those are who won. Marketing is king. If you guys haven't read Rory's book, you guys need to. If you haven't read it all the way through, you need to, because this man started as a young boy marketing. I mean, he was a small boy, had a candy shop, and we went from there on. And so his story is just amazing, and being able to, live with him and share those experiences and get to meet some of his, his mentors and those things, it's really blessed my life as well. And, so it's just those experiences. And another thing that she said that I loved is that Ashley kept putting her back to videos. We had videos at that time. And do you know why Ashley did that? I think Chrissy knows, but I'm going to tell you why. Is because we want you to know that your education is at your fingertips. You are the master of the direction that you take. And everything that Rory has laid everything out for you, and it is duplicatable. And say that again, okay? It is duplicatable, which means you all can win. You all can succeed. So, I mean, Rory is an amazing communicator. He has several different gifts that are very, very talented that he has worked on and built himself. And we're not going to shade any of that. He has worked really hard on developing himself, developing some skills, because out of necessity becomes need, right? He had amazing need to provide for his mother and his siblings. He provided for them, and there's a need, and he shares a lot of that in his book, so you guys can read that. But because of that need, he pushed himself to achieve more than most people. Most people at the age of 18 have never had that experience that he has, that he was providing for his family at age 14. Seriously, he was. That's phenomenal. That's a gift from God. That's a blessing that he was led that way. So if you guys are new here, just know that everything that we have is duplicatable. We have a system, we have a process for you to follow that you guys can achieve. You are your only stopping point. It's what you guys decide to do, what will stop you. That is the truth. Whether you work hard or not, it's up to you. Now, the next thing that she said that I love, that I'm gonna hit on here, that was a key point takeaway for me. She said her daughter watched her for 2 years before she joined. 2 years, my friends. And there's a chapter in Rory's book where he talks about you cannot be a king in your own backyard. You know why? Because our family will just watch to see if we succeed before they want to join in. And that is so true. That is why the power of the leads that we have, the marketing that we provide, that's why that is so important, because you cannot get that anywhere else, and you cannot rely on your family and friends to make money. Nobody does that. You ask anybody who's making money, hey, are you making it from your family and friends? They'll laugh you off the stage. They're like, yeah, no, that doesn't happen. You have to have a marketing. You have to have a source to talk to. And that is another thing that we have for you guys, that we offer it for you guys. So those were just a couple of takeaways. The other one is that she said she was a mother, and that rings true to me. And that's going to get us into this thing, you guys. On these Tuesdays here, Rory and I talk, and we kind of come up with some thought processes. And what happened for me is I'm a mother first and foremost. Besides, I always say this, you guys, I'm a daughter of God first. Then I'm a wife, and then I'm a mother, and that's my direction. I'm a California girl in a Florida world, my friends. Grew up in California, and we relocated to Florida. I've lived in Utah with Rory, then we relocated to Florida. Now we're in Florida. And so I'm just living that sunny dream, trying to live that sunny dream that I share with my grandchildren. But I am a mother, and I still, even though my children are grown, I have 7, they're all fully grown. I am still a mother and a mentor to them. And that's such a huge blessing for me, because I know so many people who don't have that. But I was speaking with one of my sons, and I have 6 out of them, 6 out of 7 are sons, you guys. So I was speaking to one of my sons and talking to him, where he was listening to me. This is my role, as very much as I am a mentor to my children. My children, and I have 2 beautiful daughters that has joined my family through marriage. So I still am that mother mentor to them as well still. And it just shifts, right? As we get older, it shifts from that mothering need that they needed, that disciplined mothering need or father need, to now a mentor and a coach, really. And so I was talking to one of my sons, and my husband I got the phone, and he said to me, you're going to talk on that. You're going to talk on what you just said to our son. I'm like, what? So you guys get to hear some thoughts on me talking to my son. So this is a communication that I had with my son that I'm going to share with you guys, and I hope that you guys glean something from it. So here's the quote that I said to him that got it all started. I said to him, he said, Mom, I don't know if I can get on the phone and talk to people. And for many of you guys, you don't know, that was me. I wasn't that person unless I needed to be, right? If I knew all the information, that I could do it. But I forced myself to do it because it was something that was out of necessity that I needed. And I also knew I needed to grow. I knew I needed to change. So, we can't do that unless we grow. So I said to him, son, we all need to talk to survive, but the wealthy learn to communicate. They're very articulate, and they dance with the tongue. And that's what I said to him. And I got off the phone, and my husband's like, babe, you're talking on that. So there you go. I learned this by watching my husband talk. And there's several different key things I'm gonna speak on. Most of you guys don't know, but I'm very, very organized, and I like to have it like an outline for everything. So I do here as well. But that is so true, you guys. We have to talk to survive. So we learn young. We learn young to how to communicate, right? We learn how to, as a baby, we learn to cry when we need something. And as we get older, we learn words, and we learn emotions and body things, and how we can say what we want without even words sometimes. But we learn to communicate with others. Now, the amazing key point, and the I guess it's a skill, is that the wealthy communicate, and they do it so well. They're able to paint that picture with words. They can tell the story with words, and that is the difference, my friends. That is the difference in success. It truthfully is. We'll hit on a few of these things, and I think my husband is going to be coming on. I think at the end here, I'm going to ask him to say a few things, but words can work miracles. They are so powerful. One person talking to another has so much potential and so much power, right? We're talking to people every day here. Most of you guys, and I do not understand why, so I'm talking to every single one of you guys here on this call, especially if you've been here for a while. I'm speaking to you with love, okay? Words are so powerful, and we spend all of our time talking to other people, and several of you are scared of that. But guess what? You have a story to tell. You are of worth. You have value. What you're doing here brings value to somebody else. You have to just learn to paint that picture, truthfully. And all I say to you, and I've said this before, is if you do not understand that picture, share Rory and mine. Share our picture, because we know you're ahead of you. We can see the future for you guys because we've already walked that, right? So we have that path laid out for you already. So bringing it back in, because I'm very passionate about communication, because it's something I really pushed myself. I had a reading disability. I have a little bit of dyslexia. So I had a reading disability as a child. So I pushed myself to read constantly to teach myself out of it. So I was getting to where I was reading 5 books a week, just reading to push myself, to teach myself, to get out of it. And so I've learned, I have a larger, I guess, vocabulary than many, but that's because I read so much and I just taught myself that. So I want to share with you guys a stat that I was taught, is that 75% of our day is spent communicating in some way. 75%, unless you are a hermit. Okay, there's the exception. Other than that, 75% of our day, we are communicating with others. That's a huge amount. The other part's like sleeping, but 75%. So isn't this an important skill that we need to develop? It's one of the things you're going to use the most in life, is the skill to communicate with others. So I'm going to do the thing I always do, my friends. If you are new, welcome. When I ever do this, I always like to have a little outline for you. I'm going to give you guys 4 key points on communication with some points in those areas, because I couldn't figure it out how I wanted to lay this out for you. So 4 key points on communication, and we're going to talk about this. Number 1, you guys, the very most important thing when you're communicating is have something good to say. Have something of value. So much negativity is out there. There's so much. So when we are speaking to somebody here in RRR, have something good to say. Guess what? You have a story here. We're sharing this opportunity that's going to help people get out of that financial hole or that self-doubt or whatever it is they're looking for. If they're looking for a family, like I think Christy was, even though she didn't know it, we have that here too. So we have whatever you're looking for: success, wealth, family, community. We have it. And it's so valuable. So you have something good to say already. So what I'm going to say about having something good to say is communication starts with preparation. Okay. You have to teach yourself. You have to get ready to say something. So we have this amazing thing. Rory teaches it to all of you guys and gives you guys this outline. He gives you the videos. If you guys watch those videos and learn the videos, you guys are already learning from a master. He tells a story. He can paint a picture with words that is just so well. Like my granddad. So for those of you, I'm 2nd generation American on my father's side. My granddad is Scottish, and he would always say, talking to somebody is that dancing with the tongue, the art of that articulation. And he had an amazing ability to share the stories of his homeland. And so he would share all that, and that's how I learned about my history, was some stories from him, and then from my Nona. She'd tell me stories of the old days. And my grandfather was a cobbler; he made shoes and that. And so I have all this family history knowledge from just stories, guys. You have a story to tell, and it's the opportunity that we have here, and it's the direction that's taken you. If you guys are new here and you don't understand the direction, I'm telling you, it's an amazing one. Bring them to the call so that they can share the passion and love we have here. So under the category of having something good to say, the first thing is have an interest. You must develop an interest in people in life if you don't already have that, right? You need to know what's going on in the world. Share so that you can share and understand about the people's needs, right? The first and foremost, when people come in here, for all of you guys who are new, you have a need. You're looking for something different. You're looking for a way to make money from home. That's what we have. That's the need that we have. So understand that need. It's a real need, you guys. It's fun. Even the further we get into this year and the craziness of the economy, it's a even bigger need now. You have to understand. You also have to understand that people say no because they're scared of failure, and you need to understand that, because even by not trying is failure. So you need to understand that need people have and help encourage them when they don't understand that encouragement, but it's needed. The next subcategory I would say of this is fascination. We need to learn to connect with people and be fascinated by their story. And you guys, this isn't just something that needs to be fake. It's real. Okay. You need to be fascinated with what's going on, fascinated by the stories they're telling, because it is only them. Only they have that story. No one else is repeating that story. Just them. That's their story. So what I like to say is, if you guys ever watch, again, I'm a mother, so I'm taking it back to that, but I watch my young children when they would first go off to school. And they were so excited to learn. They had so much fascination in the alphabet and the numbers. Mommy, did you know that 5 + 5 is 10? They just love that. That's what we need to get back to, is that fascination. And here's the key point that one of my mentors told to me is, if you ever have a frustration in learning, switch that to a fascination. Switch your frustrations to fascinations. Okay, why is this a frustration for me? What can I learn from this? And move on. So we just need to move through it and work through it. The next is sensitivity. And I laughingly say this, but I do not mean to. I even, okay, Niall, you might have to help me out here. Niall's our nurturer here. And I am a nurturer as well as being a mother. But you have to be sensitive to the people where they're coming from, so you don't step on them, right? But also, I feel like you can be too much of a nurturer and get walked on. So you have to have that fine line. That's why I'm lovingly enough. I had to teach myself how to do that. But you need to know where people are coming from, what their experiences are, what's touched and moved them, and how can you guys connect, right? If you're going to work with somebody here, you're going to help them grow. You have to know how to connect with them, because that will help them overcome their own obstacles. And that's really, most of you guys who are new, you're putting your own obstacles in your way. You guys are the ones that are putting blinders in your way. And it's not, I promise you, it's not hard. It's just getting out of your own mind and staying consistent. And the next one I would say is knowledge, you guys. Again, I said you have to learn to have that the art of communication. You have to learn that. Take notes. Show up to these classes. These are for you guys. Show up to these trainings so that as we help you guys grow, and we can help you in the path of knowledge. And because learning is a major part of communication. It's a major part of preparation. I was told once that the wealthy collect books while the poor collect TVs. Another way of saying it was, the wealthy build libraries and the poor they hold on to these things. What do you want to collect? What do you want to show for your life? The next, number 2 would be, whatever you have to say it well. Say it well. You know, make sure that you're sincere in what you're saying. I hope, because guess what? You guys can feel that, right? I am very sincere in what I'm saying. I have a belief in it. Y'all can feel that because it's real. It's real in what I'm saying. So whatever you're saying, say it with sincerity. And you just have to share your story, share with the opportunity that you will, and you have to be sincere in your belief in it. I believe in this because I know it works. I know it works. I watch people retire from their jobs. I watch people in this industry who are mothers, single mothers that needed the money, and they did it. So I know this works. Number 2 in saying it well is just repetition. As you guys start to practice what you're doing, just repeat it over and over again. Repetition is the mother of all learning, right? You're going to learn, you're going to get better at it. Just practice. I say when people, I teach a little bit about social media and how to share your opportunity on social media. And people are like, how do you do it? You don't. You just start and you practice over and over again. Guess what? You're going to get better. You're going to get better tomorrow than you were today. And in 3 months from now, you're going to be amazing. And then in 3 years from now, you'll be even better. But you don't know that until you start. You have to take that first step. The next would be brevity, you guys. You don't have to have a lot of words. You just have to have the right ones. So make sure you have brevity. Make sure you're saying what you need to say to share this dynamic opportunity that we have to share. You guys, the great thing here that we have, you're going to change somebody else's life. They don't know it yet, but you do. So share that and say it well. The next would be vocabulary, my friends. I was talking about this with reading for me. Is I definitely worked on my vocabulary. I would work on it all the time, you guys. Words just looked jumbled to me for a long time. And it took me a long time to figure out how to relate the words that people were saying that I was seeing. And so it took me a long time. So what I did was I developed a relationship with words. And I would read a book, stop, look it up. I carried a Webster dictionary with me everywhere. I would read, oh, I don't know this word. I would stop and then I would use it in a sentence. And so as I started to learn, I became more and more educated in my vocabulary. And I challenged myself to learn a word a day. And I would learn that word. I learned how to spell it. I learned how to pronounce it. And I would learn how proper tense of the word, different ways to use it in a sentence. And I became better and better with it. And I'm going to tell you guys, there was a study that was done between, there's a study that was done between like criminals and people who were criminals. And the one thing they had in common, which this is, I mean, I'm sure there's many, but the one thing they had in common was their vocabulary. People that have a small vocabulary tend to have poor tendencies, poor behavior, because they cannot communicate. Your vocabulary is your whole way to communicate, right? It's the way you can paint a picture. And if you cannot share what's in your heart, what's in your soul, then you cannot communicate well. You can't paint that picture. People can't see what's in your heart and head. And if you can't share it, then you can't open up your world. So if you can't express yourself, then people can't see your story. And then your world gets smaller and smaller. And then they shared that the prisoners felt fine in a 10 by 10 because they didn't think their world was any bigger. They didn't have the way to communicate their life and share that vision. So you guys, I challenge you guys to learn a word a day. Just start somewhere. Read a book, carry a Webster's dictionary. I used to open up my dictionary and go, see if I knew the word. It was so important to me. And again, you guys, I did this because I had a reading disability, but it brought me out of my shell too. It brought me to a place where I can communicate my thoughts and feelings very well. Okay, next, number 3, you guys, there's only 4, and I'm on number 3 here. Number 4 is read your audience. I want you guys to understand Rory was ahead of his time. For those of you guys who haven't been here for a minute, who are instructors in training and above, you guys know that we have the BRT. And I'm going to have Rory speak on this because it's so powerful. You guys, every time I read back over my notes for my mentors, I'm like, wow, Rory was a genius when he did this. He was a genius when he did this. The BRT, and he talks about this, you guys, is you're building that relationship. That everything I'm talking about, he already tells you, right? He's already telling you guys how to communicate, how to touch base with them. What are they interested in? How can you share this opportunity so they can actually see it? It's all based upon letting people, how can they actually get out of their way and see the opportunity? Because even Chrissy said it. Her daughter waited 2 years to make sure it wasn't a scam because they didn't see the opportunity. They didn't know what was ahead of them. So that's what that's all about. He teaches about this. And another thing about reading your audience is, obviously, you guys, we're on the phones all the time, okay? So you can do this in person. Have you ever spoken to somebody and they're like, they start walking closer and closer to the door? Well, you got to hurry quick, right? That's another thing that you got to worry about. So you got your tones, you have your body language, all that. But as you're on a phone, you have to focus on their tones, their breaths, when they pause, when they how long it takes them to respond. And so you can judge your experience by, do I need to go softer, stronger? How do I reach this person? And you guys, if there's a no, it's a no, and it's okay. It's okay. You can say it can be no, and you can wish them the best and move on. But you have to be able to know, and you have to be able to hear it so that you know what to do. So the subcategory under reading your audience would be, what do you see when you're talking to them? What do you see about their story? What are you hearing from them? That would be number 2, is what are you hearing? Are you listening to their responses? Are you acknowledging the shifts and what Rory talks about this again, you guys, this is amazing. Are you listening to their shifts? Are you listening to their size? What are they saying? You have to have that connection. And the third one under this one would be feel. What do you feel when you talk to somebody? You guys, I believe we have, especially as women, we have an intuition. We learn this as a mother, and I think it intensifies. I think men have it too, to some degree, but we're really good at that. We can feel what other people are feeling. Are they interested in this or not? Did I share this experience or not well enough with them? And you guys are just going to get better as you share the opportunity, as you share the experience, as you grow your own company. Whatever you do here is your own company. It's your own business. So you get better at that. And there's a way to connect with people, and you get to learn that. And I'm gonna talk about the 4th one, and I'm gonna have Rory say a few things on that because I think it's really important. But it's so important that we connect and we hear that. And Rory has done these before when we've had leadership trainings. He talks about tonology, and it's you guys, it's just phenomenal if you haven't ever had that with him. It's important to do that. Now, the number 4 and the final point I wanted to say is intensity. When you're communicating, what's your intensity? You guys can feel mine. I'm very intense about this. I'm very passionate about this because I believe in how important it is to communicate well with people, so you guys can understand. Words are just words unless you mix in your emotions, right? If you talk to somebody, hey, we have this opportunity. Hey, I had this amazing opportunity. It's completely different. So words are just words unless you mix in emotion. Share your emotions, share your feelings. It's really important that you put that into perspective. So it's also important that you measure what you say. You know, there's a difference in words between, hey, something's wrong. What's going on that how I can help you? Or, well, what's up with you today? There's different ways to approach things. And it is super important, your intensity and the direction and focus of your words. So well, another one of my mentors would say, you don't shoot a cannon at a rabbit. Why? Because there's no more rabbit, right? Same thing as I also was a shotgun, because you got to pick out those shots. You always make sure that you're handling it with precise precision. Remember, you guys, when we're connecting with people, they're handing you their heart and saying, take care of it. I want to connect with you. And I think we miss that point sometimes. Everyone who's coming in here, you're handing us your heart and saying, hey, I want to learn and grow. I want to move on. Help take care of me. And we have to be the ones to take care of you in that direction. Yeah. So choose your words well and with measured intensity. Emotions are the effective base of communicating with people and the way that we can connect. And that is the most important thing we are here, is to connect with each other and to share messages. And so it's so important that we do this. So measure your emotions, care, you guys, share the caring, share that feeling, share the story that we have. I just don't know any other country, any other opportunity where you guys can succeed and you don't have to have any background. It's so important what we do and what we have here, you guys. So make sure that if you are new, that you're reaching in with your instructor and they're reaching up to all the trainings to get the support. We have so much support, so much love here to offer everybody. So just make sure that you're connecting in and you're joining in, and don't miss the calls. Don't miss the calls that we have and the trainings that we have for you, because they're for you. They're to help you. These calls here are to help you guys get out of your own way, to focus and move forward and to find success for yourself. We have the Tuesday, we have all kinds of, but we have the Monday call for one of our opportunities. We have the Tuesday call here. We have a Wednesday call for another opportunity. We have Thursday calls for the back to basics with our PBSs and kind of little things there, here and there. And we have our Saturday calls for any pages, any new things, any of that we want to add. So we have so much stuff going on. So make sure you're a part of that. We want you here. We're glad you're here. We want to see you succeed. But I want Rory to come on, if you will, Rory, for just a moment. We have a few moments before we have to end the call, but I really wanted him to share, because you guys, he's spoken on the BRT as well in trainings with big, huge groups of people. You guys, he's been on stage so many times talking and sharing opportunities with people. And it's just, he's really inspired in this area. And so I just wanted him to say a few things, because every time I read through everything that we're doing, it all comes back to, oh, Rory teaches that in the BRT. Oh, Rory teaches that in this training. So I just feel like it's important for you guys to meet the man behind it and to share us a little bit about the BRT and the reason it's so important. So Rory, if you don't mind.
Oh, I don't mind at all. And this will be a good segue into our millionaire course that follows this. So the BRT, guys, is what I broke it down. So I'll just to throw out a little bit of background for those that haven't spent a lot of time with me, and you're brand new or whatever. I've been training sales forces since basically 1989 on how to present and market. It's something I just understood. But the BRT is build relationship and trust. And what I found in doing that is, before you can convey an idea, I don't care what you're trying to sell somebody, you're trying to convey an idea for them, that's something that they may need or want in their life, and therefore they can purchase it, right? People don't buy things just to buy it. They buy it because it solves a need or a desire, right? Or it solves a problem. It's something they need to fix something, or something they want to have because it's something they desire, right? But there's a lot more to the marketing that happens. But in order to have that conversation or have somebody listen to what you have to share with them, we have to get past barriers. These are barriers. We've all been guided that when you talk to a stranger danger. So we got to go from being a stranger to somebody they know and trust, and that happens in a 30-minute time frame on average if you do the right sequence. And that sequence is genuinely care about them, listen to them, ask some questions that guide us where we want to go. And the number one thing you can do is to shut up and listen. Don't interrupt them. Let them talk. And you will learn from them what they're looking for, what they're striving for, so that when you present your idea, you can present it in the right light and at the right timing when they've reduced their walls. We all have walls. And you've got it, and it's just the nature of humans to have a wall. But when somebody connects with you and they realize you're real, and the more they talk, the more they're going to like you. The more you talk, the less they're going to like you. And you got to get past that point, and then you can convey an idea. And because we have everything for the presentation done in amazing videos that are done to perfection, you don't need to know everything. You don't need to explain everything. You don't need to be the expert on it all. You're just a guide to show them what we have. But before you can show them and convey that idea, you have to build relationship and trust, or they're not going to be there to listen to you. And we're training people, we're paying it forward and training them what you learn here. They've got to know who they're working with, and they're going to buy into you as somebody that they can trust and rely on because you listen to them. You're not just there to make money and push them through something. They've got to feel that connection, or they're not going to listen to anything you have to say. And that's really the source or the connection with it. And what I like about it most is we're just having a conversation, a real conversation between two people to see if we have the same directions we're going. Are we both on board with creating something together? Are we both on board with making the world a better place by being part of something big? Are we part of that or together or not? We're basically interviewing and finding out if they're the right type of person to be on our team that we're going to work with. Because as you guys know, when we bring somebody in, the entire intent and purpose is to guide them down a path to learn, but you're going to be interacting with them on a high touch basis, and they're going to be on your team calls, and they're going to be on our Zooms together. Are they the right person for our culture and for your team? All that is happening in that build relationship and trust period that happens. Everything else can be pretty much automated by the presentations because it's all the same message for everybody. One system, right? It's a system, not a suggestion. But that BRT is the most important thing we do. It's the human touch. It'll never be automated. It can't be automated. It has to happen between two real human individuals. And that communication skill, that art of communication, as I call it there, is such a gift to have people have. And you don't start out right. I tell everybody this, you start out sucking. You suck. I sucked. Everybody sucks. You get better by doing it. And after you've done so many, you just get better and better and better. And I've done, I'm probably well into the hundreds of thousands by now in all these years of doing a BRT and getting to know people. Like I've done it in mass. I've done it in things. I mean, I'm definitely in the high tens of thousands, if not over 100,000 in all these years. And I'll be doing more. I do them every day. And it's just the art of communication. And I genuinely love people. And I want to know who I can help. And I want to know what the reasons are for doing this so that when I wake up in the morning and I go to help them, I remember and I keep copious notes, not just my why, but why are they doing it? Because I buy into their why too. You know, I'm going to manifest to help them. I'm going to manifest the energies to be good for everybody involved because I genuinely want to help the person I'm working with. That's truth. I can't, it's real and they can feel it. And I just want them to show up for themselves, right? You know, Chrissy, you brought it up on the thing about my 2x4. I do wish I had a button on my thing that I could have a 2x4 to wake people up because I know what they want and I buy into what they want so bad. I want them to have it. So when they don't do the actions to go get it, when we know the actions work, it frustrates you. And I want it more than anybody does because I know it can happen. I know that if they follow exactly the system as we have it laid out, they can win. It's not a matter of, oh, it might work for some, it might work for you. If you're lucky, it might work. No, follow the system, stick to it, do the consistency. It will work. It'll absolutely work. All right, back to you, babe.
No, that's it. I wanted you to reach on that because I want you guys to feel the love and the passion that we have for you guys behind the scenes. That we show up and we do things that you guys don't even know about to help you guys on the side. We're always looking for better things, better opportunities, better systems, better everything to educate ourselves to help you all, to do things for you so you don't have to do it, to make it easier for you. He is definitely the master at that. He even BRT'd me, you guys, when we were young and he was dating me. So let me just say it's all the way back to that. So it's true and it's real and it works for everybody. And it's because you guys can feel he has a love behind what he's doing, and he genuinely loves you and wants to share that with you. So anyway, that's the message I wanted to share with you guys today. Next Tuesday, I was going to do a goal setting thing, but it's the end of the quarter. I think Saturday's the time, my friends. So Saturday, if you guys are interested at all in doing your quarter two into the end of the quarter goal assessment, walking it through with me, I think we're gonna have a little bit of that. So be ready for that. Join us. I will have some printables for you guys to be able to print down. I'll be sending the link to the MSIs. They can share out to their team here by tomorrow. I'll have those all sent out probably. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, because I have all the printables done. So you guys just upload them to a site. But I just really want to help you guys. If you do not have goals and you do not know the power of goals, please join me. It's really important. It helps map that progress for you. It helps you guys find success when you don't even know exactly what you're going, where you're going. So anyway, God bless you guys. We'll see you guys on the next